Hi, this video is going to discuss Polygon Introduction. We're going to be talking about convex, concave, and naming polygons by the number of sides. Have your worksheet with you as we get started this video. The first thing we're going to do is define a polygon. A polygon is a plane figure, which means that it is two-dimensional and it is formed by three or more segments called sides. Each side intersects exactly two other sides. Oops, sorry, let's erase that. At each of its endpoints. In the remaining space that you have on your worksheet, called vertices. In the remaining space you have on your worksheet above the table of convex and concave, we're going to be drawing some pictures, and I'm going to tell you whether or not these are polygons, and if they are not polygons, why they're not polygons. So go ahead and make a couple quick sketches. The first one looks like this. This is a polygon. It is a two-dimensional figure with at least three sides. This one has four sides. The sides are these segments. Each side intersects exactly two other sides at the endpoint. This has four segments and four vertices. It is a polygon. The next one I'm going to draw will look like this. This is not a polygon. The reason it is not a polygon is because we could call it a side, but one of the pieces is not a line segment. It's curved. So this is not a polygon. Our third example looks like this. This is not a polygon because these segments do not intersect at a vertice. So this is not a polygon. You may think of it as if it's open, it's not a polygon. If it's curved, it's not a polygon. Our fourth example is this. This is a polygon. It is closed, nothing is curved, and all of the sides intersect at vertices. This is a polygon. Now we're going to discuss the difference between concave polygons and convex polygons. You can only answer the question as to whether or not a figure is concave or convex once you've already determined that it is a polygon. So that should always be your first step. Then we talk about concave versus convex. This is something that's easier done in diagrams than the definition. The definition is not as easy to understand using words. So I'm going to draw a few pictures. I'm going to start by drawing a concave polygon. This is a concave polygon. A way to look at this, one way to look at it, is that one of the vertices is sort of in the interior, on the inside of the polygon. This makes it concave. You can remember that because you go into a cave. Another way to remember this is concave is if you were to draw lines on each of the sides Do any of the lines enter the polygon? So far, so good until I draw this line. And this line goes through the polygon, and so does this line. This makes it concave. A convex polygon is where all of the vertices look like they're being pushed out of the polygon. None of these vertices are on the interior. And if we refer to that line example, I'll draw the lines on here, none of the lines drawn on the sides would enter the inside of the polygon. That makes this convex. So concave, something goes into the polygon, either one of the vertices is inside or the lines drawn go in, that's concave. Or convex, where everything looks as though it's being pushed out of the polygon. Next, we're going to be naming polygons. On your chart, on your worksheet, it's all on the same page. Mine is going to take me 2 screens to go through all of our examples. Now, I've got the number of sides listed because a definition of a polygon is it must be at least 3 sides. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. We're going to name the polygon using the appropriate name, and then I'm going to give you an example or 2 of what this might look like. So go ahead and follow along as we fill in the chart. A 3-sided polygon is what we call a triangle, which we all knew that. And we could draw a couple pictures of triangles. They come in different shapes, but they all have 3 sides. The next polygon has 4 sides, and it is called a quadrilateral. A quadrilateral has the prefix quad, like tri for 3. Quad is in 4, sort of like quarter would be in 4. Okay, a quadrilateral, 4 sides. These also come in different shapes. We could draw something that might resemble a rectangle, or a square, or a diamond. These are quadrilaterals. We can also draw something that might look like this. This is another example of a quadrilateral. That is a concave quadrilateral. It has 4 sides. 5 sides is called a pentagon. Maybe you've heard of a pentagon as a government building in the United States, but pentagon has 5 sides. We can draw a couple pictures of a pentagon, like a little house, or a 5-sided shape there. 6 sides is called a hexagon. To remember hexagon, I think that the number 6, when spelled out, has an X, and so does hexagon. So a 6-sided figure. There are 6 sides there, and we can also draw maybe a more traditional 3, 4, 5, 6 sides there. Hexagon. 7 sides is called a heptagon. A heptagon. And this has 7 sides, so let's see what we can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 sides. And they can come in all shapes and sizes. 8 is an octagon. Maybe you'll remember octagon because an octopus has 8 tentacles. An octagon. And the most famous octagon shape could be a stop sign. And that would be our octagon. A nonagon, 9. A nonagon. And it begins with an N like 9, so we have the nonagon. And our nonagon has 9 sides, so we can draw any shape we want. Make sure it has 9 sides. 9 sides. And the last one is actually something that we speak of generally, and I may write it as an n-gon. And this does not mean that it has n sides, because how many is n? Well, that's exactly why we use n. It means any number of sides. And quite often after this, we might just call something a 13-gon, and we would draw it with 13 sides, or a 20-gon. And it sounds funny, but it actually just tells you that it is a polygon with 13 sides, or a polygon with 20 sides. So this n-gon is something we can use in general, but for everything between 3 and 9, we can go ahead and use the proper name. Okay, so next what you've got is the back of this worksheet, where I'm going to ask you to decide whether or not it is a polygon. In the second group of problems, you're going to be looking at whether or not it is concave or convex. And in the third group of problems, you're going to be using the vocabulary words. Don't write the number of sides like 4 or 5 or 7. Rather, write the name using the vocabulary that we wrote on this chart. You can always refer to the front of the worksheet as you're working on this, but that is the rest of your assignment.